a rumor around this time that there was a $1 million bounty on your head.
Yeah.
Did you hear about it?
Yeah. At the end of the day, is you gonna be able to go back and get that money? Like, is you gonna make it back home? Cause it's like, it's not like I might just sit here and let no one come kill me. So it's like, I'm gonna stand on my 10. I'm gonna stand my.
When news started circulating that a $1 million hit had supposedly been placed on Lil Tim, most people assumed things had reached their boiling point. But instead of disappearing, Tim stood firmer than before. And NBA YoungBoy responded with something far heavier than cash: unwavering loyalty.
Damn, H.
This is the moment Lil Tim reacted to the rumored threat from OTF, and why receiving that Gravedigger chain signaled a promise that he would stand with YoungBoy no matter the consequences. What's good, y'all? Your boy is back with another breakdown. And let me tell you, this situation right here will make you rethink everything you thought you understood about loyalty, street alliances, and what it means to stand beside someone in moments where the stakes aren't just about music, but about entire reputations. When I first heard rumors about a $1 million bounty being associated with YoungBoy's circle, I thought it was internet exaggeration. But then Lil Tim stepped up, YoungBoy handed him the Gravedigger chain, and suddenly the whole narrative flipped. This wasn't just about music, not just about diss tracks. This was about alliances, real consequences, and a level of tension that could shift the direction of entire crews. To really understand how deep things run, we've got to rewind and lay out the backstory. The conflict between NBA YoungBoy and OTF didn't just appear out of nowhere. It has history. Years of tension, indirect shots, and an incident that became one of the most discussed moments in modern hip-hop. The night King Von lost his life. OTF, Only the Family, is Lil Durk's Chicago collective. In the drill scene, they're respected and influential, and King Von was one of the brightest rising storytellers in the movement. When he came home and joined OTF fully, the crew grew even stronger. Von had talent, charisma, and a real connection to the streets. OTF felt unstoppable. Then November 6, 2020 happened. King Von was killed outside an Atlanta lounge. Lil Tim, who was with Quando Rondo that night, was identified as the shooter legally. The incident was ruled as self-defense. But street culture and the legal system don't always interpret events the same way. From OTF's perspective, they lost a brother, and they felt someone needed to be held accountable. YoungBoy and Quando had close ties long before this incident, so that night drew a permanent line. On one side, OTF and Chicago. On the other, YoungBoy, Quando Rondo, Lil Tim, and the 4KT movement. Suddenly, this was bigger than one conflict. This became about loyalty, respect, and reputations being tested in real time. In the months that followed, the tension simmered. There were subliminal lyrics, indirect shots online, and fans interpreting every post. Videos, stories, tweets. Everything was being dissected, but it was still largely contained to music and internet commentary. Then, the street rumors began. Whispers circulated that OTF wasn't just upset, they were mobilizing. That actual money was being put up. That individuals connected to YoungBoy might be targeted. Specifically, Lil Tim's name kept coming up. Again, none of this can be verified with 100% certainty, but the sources speaking on it were people who aren't known for fabricating information. The rumor that OTF had put a $1 million bounty on Tim's head spread fast. $1 million. That's not small money. That's enough to make strangers consider moving recklessly enough to test friendships. Enough to make someone constantly look over their shoulder. Think about being in Tim's position. You've survived a court case, dealt with national attention, tried to rebuild your life, and suddenly you're hearing that one of the biggest crews in the rap world might be targeting you. Most people would lay low, cut off communication, disappear for safety. But Lil Tim didn't. Instead, he addressed the rumors online. Not with fear, not with panic, but with confidence. He posted videos, showed he was still living his life, still in public, still present. Some saw it as reckless. Others saw it as a refusal to be intimidated or defined by fear. What came next was the turning point nobody saw coming. While all this tension was circulating, NBA YoungBoy made a move that changed the entire trajectory of the situation. He gave Lil Tim the Gravedigger chain. If you're not familiar with the culture, you might not understand the weight behind this. Chains in hip-hop aren't just accessories. They're statements. They represent acknowledgement, status, and affiliation. The Gravedigger chain is specifically tied to YoungBoy's identity and circle. By giving it to Tim, YoungBoy wasn't just gifting jewelry, he was sending a message. Tim is under my protection. He stands with me. I stand with him.
This wasn't just symbolic, it was strategic. By aligning himself publicly with Tim, YoungBoy elevated the stakes for anyone thinking about moving against him. If something happened to Tim, it wouldn't just be about Tim anymore. It would automatically involve YoungBoy. That move tied their names together in a way that couldn't be separated. It also showed Tim, and the world, what loyalty looks like in YoungBoy's eyes. He could have kept his distance. He could have stayed silent. Instead, he stepped all the way in and made their alliance public. That changed how everyone viewed the situation. Fans and crews reacted instantly. Some OTF supporters felt it was disrespectful to Von's legacy. Some YoungBoy supporters felt it was a show of unity. Others simply watched as the stakes rose and wondered where it would lead. What many people didn't realize was how much this shifted the power dynamic. Before the chain, Tim was isolated. After the chain, he was part of a massive movement, one with millions of supporters, strong branding, and significant influence. YoungBoy essentially told the world, if you touch him, you're touching all of us. From there, Tim began moving differently, more confidently. He embraced the chain. He repped 4KT openly. He appeared in more content connected to YoungBoy. His image shifted from the guy involved in a tragic incident to a protected member of a powerful circle. For YoungBoy, it was a demonstration of loyalty few artists show at that level. People respected the boldness, even those who weren't fans of his music. But this entire situation also raises deeper questions about the clash between legal outcomes and street principles. Legally, the court decision was made. But from OTF's perspective, justice wasn't emotional closure. They lost someone irreplaceable. All of this plays out in front of millions of young fans, creating a strange dynamic where real-life tension becomes internet
Deep.
entertainment.
You can't stay neutral when situations arise. On November 6, 2020, King Von, one of Lil Durk's closest friends and a rising artist, was killed outside a hookah lounge in Atlanta. This tragedy divided the hip-hop world. Lil Durk was devastated, and the industry quickly showed who was standing where. Durk had connections everywhere, Chicago, Atlanta, and beyond. Many rappers posted support for him, sending condolences and making it clear they were on his side. That meant YoungBoy, by association with the other side, was pushed out. Radio stations got funny with his music, blogs stopped covering him like before, and other artists distanced themselves. The industry essentially told him, you're either with us or against us. YoungBoy ended up isolated, but he didn't care about the politics. In 2022, YoungBoy dropped I Hate YoungBoy, naming names and calling out everyone who switched up on him. Lil Baby was one of those he felt betrayed by.
This wasn't just
Baby had gone
symbolic,
quiet,
it was
staying aligned
strategic.
with Lil Durk and his circle,
aligning himself
ignoring YoungBoy's
publicly with
posts
Tim,
and moving forward with his
YoungBoy
career.
elevated the stakes for
Some saw
anyone
Baby's
thinking about
silence as
moving against
maturity,
him.
others saw it as
If
guilt,
something happened
but
to Tim,
YoungBoy
it
definitely
wouldn't just be
remembered.
about Tim
Then,
anymore.
in October
It would
2024,
automatically
Lil Durk
involve
got
YoungBoy.
arrested and charged with
That
murder
move
for
tied
hire
their
in
names
California.
together in a way that
Suddenly,
couldn't be
many
separated.
rappers who once supported him
It
started
also
stepping
showed
back, scared
Tim
of legal trouble.
and the
Meanwhile,
world
YoungBoy
what
kept
loyalty
thriving,
looks like in
breaking
YoungBoy's
streaming
eyes.
records and proving you don't
could
need
have
the
kept his
industry's
distance.
approval to succeed.
He could have
Baby
stayed
started
silent.
acting differently.
Instead,
People
he
noticed
stepped
him
all the
liking
way in and
YoungBoy's
made their
Instagram
alliance
posts,
public.
and rumors spread that he was trying
That
to
changed how
reconnect.
everyone viewed the
The evidence
situation.
suggested Baby wanted
Fans
to
and crews
rebuild
reacted
bridges,
instantly.
but YoungBoy wasn't
Some
having
OTF
it.
supporters felt
Loyalty
it was
and principles were
disrespectful to
bigger
Von's
than
legacy.
music for him. To
Some
make a
YoungBoy
point,
supporters felt it was a
YoungBoy
show of
performed in
unity.
Atlanta, Baby's hometown,
Others simply
and
watched
played
as
I
the
Hate
stakes
YoungBoy
rose
at his
and wondered
show,
where
a
it would
direct
lead.
message of disrespect
What
that
many people
couldn't go
didn't realize
unanswered.
was how much this
Baby
shifted
stayed
the power
quiet,
dynamic.
continued promoting music,
Before the chain,
and built his
Tim was
brand.
isolated.
But there's only so
After the
much
chain, he was
disrespect a
part of a
person can
massive
take you now.
movement,
Lil
one
Baby
with
has dropped a
millions of
preview of a new
supporters,
song,
strong
finally
branding,
responding
and
to NBA
significant
YoungBoy,
influence.
and fans are going wild.
YoungBoy
In the
essentially told
snippet,
the world,
Baby
if
addresses
you
the
touch him,
situation
you're
directly,
touching all of us.
confronting everything head-on
there,
after
Tim
years of
began moving
silence.
differently,
Lil
more
Baby had been
confidently.
staying quiet for
He
years,
embraced the chain.
taking the high road while
He
NBA
repped
YoungBoy
4KT
kept throwing
openly.
shots.
He
but now
appeared in more
he's ready to
content
speak his
connected
truth.
to YoungBoy.
The bars hit
His
differently.
image
This
shifted
isn't
from
just rap,
the guy
it's
involved in
personal.
a tragic
Even though
incident
the leaked
to a
audio wasn't
protected
perfect,
member of a
the
powerful
message was
circle.
crystal clear. Lil Baby
For
is done
YoungBoy,
being
it was a
silent,
demonstration
done letting
of
YB
loyalty
talk reckless
few
about
artists
him,
show at
and
that
done
level.
letting people think he's soft
People
for not
respected the
responding.
boldness,
Those who've
even
heard the
those who
full
weren't
version
fans
say
of his
Baby is
music.
really going in, fans
But
are
this
losing it
entire
online.
situation also
Twitter is a
raises
battlefield.
deeper questions
YB's
about the
fans, the
clash between
4KT,
legal
say
outcomes
Baby
and
waited
street
too long to
principles.
respond, making him look
Legally,
desperate.
the court decision
They
was
argue
made,
YB has
but from
dominated
OTF's
Baby for years
perspective,
and one song won't
justice
change
wasn't
that,
emotional
bringing up how
closure.
Baby tried to
They
reconnect
lost
when Dirk got
someone
locked up,
irreplaceable.
calling him fake and
All of
disloyal.
this plays out in front of
Meanwhile,
millions
Baby's
of young
fans,
fans,
the 4
creating a
picofarad
strange
supporters,
dynamic
argue that his
where
earlier
real-life
silence was
tension becomes
maturity.
internet
Now that he's
entertainment,
finally
even
speaking,
though the
they say
people
he has the
involved are
bigger
living with
platform,
real
more mainstream
consequences.
success, and that
We're
when
now
Baby
at a
really
deadlock.
goes in,
Two
YB
sides,
won't know how
both
to handle
committed.
it. They cite
Both
Baby's track
unwilling to step
record,
back,
his features,
both
his
tied to
influence in
legacies
Atlanta,
bigger than
and
any
say
one
YB
individual.
made a mistake pushing him
The
to this
rumored
point.
bounty
Instagram
is
is
still
even
part of the
crazier.
conversation.
Every blog posting this
Tim still
snippet got
cares.
thousands of comments within minutes.
YoungBoy's
Fans
chain
are dissecting
OTF
every line,
still
predicting
mourns
what's
King Von
next.
and feels
YouTube reaction
unresolved
channels are
pain.
going wild, posting
Something
breakdowns
eventually
and
has
hot
to
takes.
give, and
TikTok
many
is
worry
full of
the outcome
memes,
won't be
sound
peaceful.
bites, and theories.
For young fans
Everyone's
watching
picking
this
sides.
unfold,
The hype is real,
this should
but
serve
beyond
as
the
a
drama,
reminder
this beef
that
reflects
what
bigger
seems like
issues in
loyalty from the
hip-hop,
outside
loyalty,
often comes with
industry
heavy
politics,
burdens.
and the consequences
Cycles
of
of
taking sides.
retaliation don't
Baby
lead to
aligned
victory,
with
they
Lil
lead to
Durk
truth.
in the industry,
They
making
lead to
political
more
moves
loss,
that benefited
more
his
pain,
career,
more stories
massive
ending too
features,
soon.
radio play, industry support.
King Von was only
YoungBoy,
26.
on the other hand,
Many others
ignored
have been
industry
even
politics,
younger.
betting on his
This
loyal
isn't just
fan
about
base,
music
even
anymore.
when blackballed.
It's about people
Both
trying to
strategies
survive
worked, but the
environments
tension
shaped
remained
long before they
unresolved.
were
All
old
of this
enough to
started with
understand
King
them.
Von's death, showing how
Lil
one
Tim's
incident can
story,
spark years of divisions,
the rumored bounty,
shift relationships,
and that
create
Gravedigger
long-lasting
chain
beefs
all
now.
represent
The
something
question
much
is,
larger.
what's next?
Loyalty,
Baby has spoken.
survival,
Will YB respond?
symbolism,
Could this
and the
escalate into
price
a
people
full rap
pay
war
when
with
they
diss
become
tracks
part
going
of
back and
larger
forth?
forces.
Or will Baby's response settle
YoungBoy's
things?
public support
Knowing
showed a level of
YoungBoy, he
commitment
likely
that
won't let it
few
slide.
artists demonstrate.
Fans want the drama to continue,
OTF
but is this
continues
really
to
good
honor
for
their
either
fallen
artist?
brother and
Baby
refuses
is at
to
the
let
peak
that
of his
night in
career.
Atlanta be
Does he need this
forgotten.
distraction?
Tim
YB is
now
in
carries a symbol that connects him to a movement far bigger than himself. The world is watching. The culture is watching. Every move from here on out has weight. This isn't just entertainment anymore, it's real lives, real consequences, real choices that will echo for years. So tell me, what do y'all think? Was YoungBoy's move bold or reckless? Will OTF ever let this situation fade? And where does hip-hop culture go from here? Because this level of tension can't sit forever without something shifting. Drop your thoughts below. Hit that subscribe button. Stay locked in. Updates are definitely coming. And remember, the culture is watching every single step from here on out. Peace. The story didn't stop when the chain went around Tim's neck.